welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about Christmas treats. I love this time of year and I love making all of the Christmas treats. If you're anything like me, you love fast and easy treat ideas. I have 10 super easy treat ideas for you guys to make during this holiday season. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to get started on are these butterscotch haystacks. Out of everything I made in this video, this was my husband's favorite. So if you are a butterscotch lover, you're going to love this one. In a large mixing bowl, I have 12 ounces of butterscotch chips, and you're just going to place them at the very bottom. And then I have half a cup of peanut butter that we're going to just put right on top. All right, and then I'm just going to put this in the microwave for about 30 seconds to 1 minute, just until everything is, you're able to stir it and it's going to be nice and melted. Next, I have half a cup of peanuts. That is completely optional. I think it's a really great add-on because you're going to have a really delicious crunch, especially if you love peanuts. That's a great thing to add to this. And then I have 4 cups of these chow mein noodles. I've actually never bought these before, so I was like, oh, I don't know where to find them, but I found them. They are actually so good. I cannot believe I've never had them before. I've never had these haystacks before, so I was pleasantly surprised. All you're going to do is just scoop them onto some parchment paper and then just let them dry. I let mine dry for about an hour, and that's it. They're ready to eat. These are so good. I do love butterscotch, but if you are not a butterscotch lover, you may still enjoy these, but probably just not as much as all the rest of us that love butterscotch. This one is a huge hit, and I also just add a little bit of sprinkles if you want to. If not, they are perfectly fine just like that. My husband has been dying for me to make these, so I finally just decided to go ahead and do it. So we're going to be making some Christmas crack, and there are 2 different ways that you can make this. I'm going to be making mine with some saltine crackers. First thing we're going to do is, in a medium saucepan, we're going to melt 1 cup of butter, and then I have 1 cup of brown sugar that I'm going to mix in. You're going to want to mix that for about 3 to 5 minutes until it's well incorporated and it has thickened up and it's nice and bubbly. We're going to take that off the heat and set it off to the side for just a couple minutes. To a large baking sheet, I'm going to go ahead and just line that with foil, and do make sure that you grease that. I did not grease it, and then it was a little bit hard to get the crackers off of it when it was all said and done, so do make sure you go ahead and grease that. And then we're just going to line this pan with saltine crackers. Another way of doing it is with Ritz crackers. I think either way is perfect. My husband was very adamant that I used saltine crackers, so that's what we're using here. I think that the Ritz would have a lot more flavor, but it'd be hard to do with round crackers. And then I'm just going to take that mixture that we made, that brown sugar and butter, we kind of caramelized it, and we're just going to put that right on top of our crackers. Make sure it's a nice and even layer. I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 400 degrees and let that cook for 7 minutes. When it's done, it is off the heat. I'm going to go ahead and return it, and we're just going to layer some chocolate chips. I just did these mini semi-sweet chocolate chips. You can use the whole bag. I actually left just a little bit, not a whole lot, but just a little bit because I thought it'd be too much chocolate. But if you want to go ahead and add like the whole 10 to 12 ounces, that's going to be the right amount. And we're just going to make a real thin layer of chocolate. Or thick if you like a lot of chocolate. And then I just topped mine with some sprinkles just to make it super festive. I have these like snowflake blue and snowflake winter Christmas time type of sprinkles that I went ahead and used. And then you're going to take the foil off the bottom and then just break it up. And look at this. It is so good. I was worried that it was going to be soggy because of the caramel. But once you cook it, it crisps up. And look at this. It is so good. It's very addicting. I completely understand why they call this crack because it's so addicting, you guys. So if you don't want to gain weight this Christmas season, do not make this. Otherwise, y'all dig in because this one is delicious. Okay, this next one I just call peanut butter cornflake dessert because I don't actually know the actual name of it. We've made this for years. It is one of my favorite desserts. It is so good. It is so bad for you, but it is one of my favorite things that I love to make during the holidays. So, in a large saucepan, I am going to put in 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of peanut butter, and then 1 cup of corn syrup. And then just go ahead and stir that around until it is completely stirred through and it has a nice little bubble to it once it's all done. It should thicken up just a little bit, and then I'm going to put in 6 cups of cornflakes. I actually think that 4 to 5 cups of cornflakes is the proper amount. It was a little stiff once I bit into it, but it is seriously so good. You can make this a little bit more festive. I like to put like a little bit more sprinkles on it. You can go without the sprinkles if you're not a sprinkle fan. This makes roughly about 2 dozen of them. It depends on how big that they are that you make them. Let them dry for about an hour. Just let them sit out on the counter and let them stiffen up just a little bit. And then you will have a wonderful, delicious cookie-like type of dessert. All right, in our house, it is not Christmas time unless we have puppy chow. We love puppy chow, especially my kids. They always eat it up. So in a medium dish, to make sure that it is microwave safe, we are going to put in 1 cup of chocolate chips, 1/2 cup of peanut butter, and then 4 tablespoons of butter. And then we'll just go ahead and put that in the microwave for about a minute. And then we'll give it a good stir, make sure that it is all getting melted through. You do want to make sure that those chocolate chips have all melted well. All right, and then in a very, very large bowl, we're going to put in 8 cups of Chex Mix, and then I put in just a little bit more just because the box just had a little bit left, so I just went ahead and just did the whole box. And then I'm going to put in our chocolate just right on top of our Chex Mix. I do use the rice Chex Mix. I just always have. I've never really tried the other one. I think the other one would be completely fine. I just haven't personally. Go ahead and give this all a really good stir, and then I'm just actually going to put the powdered sugar in here and just stir it this way. I've always done like the baggies, but I don't really prefer wasting a bag, I guess, just to mix it up. Of course, it is going to be so much easier just to shake this all together, but I just hate doing dishes, and my dishwasher was down at the moment. We were kind of in between the dishwasher, so I am the dishwasher and I didn't want to do it. So I did it this way and it turned out fine. And then I'm just going to put in some sprinkles. I wanted to put in some like M&Ms. I didn't have any at the moment, but some M&Ms are always so good in here. Even some like mini like Kit Kats, anything like mini candies are really good in this dish as well. Up next is going to be these Ritz peanut butter sandwiches, and of course you can dolly these up however you like. I went ahead and just did peanut butter on them, so we just have about 2 sleeves of Ritz crackers, and then I'm just going to put just a little bit of peanut butter just right on the cracker, and then I'm going to put the another cracker just right on top, and then you can either dip this halfway or you can completely dunk it in chocolate. It's completely up to you. What I did is I just did one. I just did like a half, and then I actually just put the rest of them on here, and I'm going to freeze them first. It's just going to work a lot better with that peanut butter. The peanut butter was sliding around, so I think it's going to be easier if we just put it in the freezer. And then I'm going to take it out in about an hour, and then I'm just going to completely dunk it. Of course, this is completely however you want to do it, but I don't have any other types of desserts that I'm going to be using this chocolate with, so I can just go ahead and use up the rest of this chocolate for this dessert here. And so this is what I did with all of the Ritz sandwiches, is I'm just dunking it into the chocolate. All right, and then that is it. And I'm just going to let this sit out for a couple hours until that chocolate has hardened, and it's going to be very, very delicious, especially if you are a peanut butter lover. Something that we like to make every year for Christmas are Oreo balls, and I wanted to do it a little bit different this year. I wanted them to be more of like Grinch Oreo balls. So in a large bowl, I have one package of Oreos. I went ahead and just crushed those up, and then I'm going to put in one block of cream cheese using a electric mixer. We're just going to mix that all together. We're going to bring it over to my cookie sheet, and I just have little balls. I do like to make them a little bit more smaller in size just because they are so rich. Anytime I make these, they end up being like more bigger balls, and it's just too much. I can barely even eat one, and people and kids end up wasting them. So I try to make them very, very small just because they are very, very rich, especially if you are using white chocolate. I don't know, white chocolate is just so rich to me. So you can definitely do white chocolate or milk chocolate. I want to do white chocolate because I wanted to put in this green food dye just to make it more, festive during the holiday season. I'm going to do more of like a Grinch themed of Oreo balls. So here I am just mixing in the green food coloring. Once that's all mixed together, I'm just going to set that off to the side. And then I have already frozen these. They have been in the freezer for overnight. So I'm going to take them out and I'm just going to put them into the chocolate. And I think it just works so much better when these balls are frozen. It's going to work better. The chocolate isn't going to come off in the frosting, and it just overall is a better process. I've done it so many years where I haven't done that, and it's just a mess. I'm also going to put in some sprinkles on top just to make it even more festive. I think some like little hearts would be perfect for this, making it even more on theme with the Grinch, but I did not have that. I just have regular sprinkles, and that's all right. It turned out wonderful. I love these. These are seriously so, so good. It is a family favorite, it's a kid favorite, and it always turns out real well. These are actually called peanut butter snowballs, but I just ended up using the same green white chocolate frosting that I used for the Oreo balls, but you can definitely use whatever you prefer. I think white would look really, really nice, and it just kind of goes on theme for what they are. To get us started, we need a medium bowl, and I'm going to need a third cup of melted butter, 1.5 cups of peanut butter, and then 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and then just go ahead and give that a good stir, getting that melted butter combined properly with the peanut butter. And then I have 3/4 cup of graham cracker crumbs that we're going to put in here, also 2 cups of powdered sugar, and then just as carefully as you can get all that combined as well with your hand mixer. Okay, it should be very, very crumbly. It should be forming together, and right about there is where I kind of take it off and just kind of work with it with my hands a little bit. We're going to take them and we're just going to put them into very, very small balls just because, just like with the Oreos, these are pretty rich with the peanut butter and the powdered sugar. It just becomes very, very rich, especially when you are going to top this with some chocolate of some sort. I like to put this in the freezer overnight or at least for a couple hours. It's just going to make it easier to put that chocolate on top of it. So I like to completely dunk these, and then I like to add a little bit of sprinkles on top. This is what they end up looking like after we are all done coating them in chocolate. Let me tell you, these are so good. I think these would be good with milk chocolate as well. So, so good, and the kids love making these. This is something that's really, really kid friendly and that they would enjoy helping you make as well. Seriously, so good. It has the graham cracker in it, and it has a great crunch to it. Up next are reindeer noses. This one is very, very easy to make as well. We're just going to need some pretzel snaps. I like the snaps, so they're in square shapes, and it's just easier to put your candy on. So we're just going to put I think there's like 40 to 50 pretzels here, and then I have about 50 Hershey's Kisses I'm going to put just right on top of these pretzels. In the past, I've done Rolos, and I actually think that Rolos just tend to melt a little bit better. So if you like the Rolos, definitely do that. But I just ended up doing these Kisses since I had Hershey's Kisses on hand. And then I'm just going to put them in the oven at 200 degrees for about 5 minutes. And then I'm just going to take a red M&M and just place them right in the middle of our Kisses. You can do red or green, any type of Christmas color is what I was trying to go for, but red in particular just because that would be the whole Rudolph, nose there. So have fun with it. Let your kids decorate it and do it how you want. But this is what they turned out to look like when I was done. They turned out to be very, very delicious. It's always one of those snacks that everyone ends up grabbing first. Next, we're going to be making these peanut butter pretzel candies. First thing we're going to do is get started on the filling. So in a large bowl, I have 1 stick of butter, 1 cup of peanut butter that we're going to add. Alright, and then just with an electric mixer, go ahead and give that a good stir. Do make sure that your butter is softened so that it's easier to stir all that together. Alright. Next, I have about a teaspoon of vanilla, 2 cups of powdered sugar, and then just go ahead and give that another good stir as well until all of that is combined. Do make sure to kind of go slow just because of the powdered sugar. You don't want it to get everywhere and make a huge mess. Alright, we're going to go ahead and set that off to the side in a large cookie sheet. I'm going to go ahead and just lay down some pretzels. And then we're going to grab our filling. And I just ended up making like little balls and putting them right on top of our pretzels. You just need probably about a half of a teaspoon on each little pretzel. Alright, and then we're going to take some more pretzels and just make it to be more of like a sandwich. So just press it down on top of the peanut butter filling. And of course, this is something that I would let my children do because this is just something fun for them to get to be a part of. And then once it's in a sandwich, I went ahead and froze it for probably just about an hour. And then I took it out of the freezer, and now I'm just going to dunk it in some chocolate. You can completely dunk it, or you can do half, kind of like this. I think just the half is about right because the peanut butter is very, very rich. So I think it evens out that you just need just a little bit of the chocolate to go along with the peanut butter. This one is really good. It's really, really addicting as well if you are a big peanut butter fan. I definitely am, and I was in love with these. These are so good and so addicting. Alright, for the last one, I am going to be making something kind of similar to those Hershey Kisses ones, but we're going to be using Rolos, and we're also going to be putting some peanut butter on them because I love the mixture of peanut butter, caramel, and chocolate. They just all go together. So just lay out your pretzels. I love to use the pretzel snaps, and then I have this like squeezable container of peanut butter that I had at the moment, and so I'm just squirting just a little bit, probably about a teaspoon, onto each little pretzel. And just put that onto all of the pretzels, and then we're going to go ahead and grab a bag of Rolos, and I let the kids just unwrap all of those for me because they enjoy doing that. They're still at the age where they think that's fun. So they did all that for me. This is another one that's great with kids because they just love doing stuff like this, especially smaller kids. So just go ahead and place the Rolos right on top of your peanut butter mixture. And then go ahead and just put that in the oven at 250 for about 3 to 5 minutes, just until they're slightly starting to melt. And then I just put some more pretzels just right on top of it to be more of like a sandwich. I just barely smashed them down just a little bit. But like I said before, this is something that, kids can do, and they just really enjoy doing it. And then that's it. Just let them dry out for about an hour. Just let them set out. and then they are good to go and they're ready to eat. I love bringing these to like party functions, any type of holiday party, because everybody loves them. It's kind of like a candy in a sense. I mean, it is candy, it's delicious, and everyone loves it. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope that it was a blessing, and I hope that you enjoyed this type of content. If you do enjoy this type of content, make sure to like my channel. Make sure you are subscribed to it so you don't miss my next video. And make sure you check out my website for all of the recipes. It will all be there for you guys. All right, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.